Hey guys, this is Veera. Today I'm going to talk about how we can use the record class in the real-time example. So as I mentioned in the previous recordings, let's say we have two different APIs. Assume that one is the product and cart application. Basically, the product has adding the products into the database, and the cart basically, let's say whenever we click on add a product into the cart, basically we are going to publish or post the product details from product application to the cart application. In this case, basically the cart application need all the product details, whatever that we are trying to publish from the product application. In order to do that, basically the same product class exists in both the product and the cart application. So basically the product application, which we are going to manipulate the data in terms of what is the value for the product that we are setting everything. In terms of the cart application, we are just going to get the cart details, but we don't manipulate anything until there is a business requirement to modify the product data. This kind of a scenario, basically we can use the record class. Let me show you how we can use it, and then we will execute the application and see the response as well. Make sure it is working as expected. Let me show you the product application. So I'm using the JDK 21, but you can use JDK 17 and above. First, let me show you the product application. This is my product application. Basically, this is what the product table. So it has an ID, name, price, and a description. And I have a controller for the product controller to add the product or to create a product. So this is where I'm going to create a product. So here to create a product, I'm just saving the data into the database, and then I have a other endpoint basically to add the product details into the cart. This is where I'm posting or I'm publishing the product details into the cart. So in order to publish it, so I'm going to use the product details, and then so we need some of the cart related endpoint as well. So now if you see this particular endpoint, so we have a cart, and this is where we are publishing it. Now if you see, I'm passing just the user ID. This is just to indicate for which user we need to publish it. And this is the product ID that I wanted to publish it to the cart application. Now if you go to the service layer, so first I'm getting the product details from the product repository. Now, nothing to worry about all this feature, so you can just ignore it. Only thing is how we are going to call the cart application, that is the matters here. So this is where I have a client class for the cart to add the product details into the cart. So this is where I'm going to get the product object from the product table, and then go to the client class. In the client class, if you see, we are trying to use the REST client. We'll talk about the REST client later. So REST client.post. So this is the URI, which is the configurable parameter. Let me show you that URL also in the YML file so that you will not have any confusion. So this is my cart application, host port, and the endpoint URL. Now I'm going to set the content type and passing the body. What is that body? This is the payload for the product application, right? Sorry, cart application. And finally we get the response entity from the cart application. So this client is for the cart, but this application is for the product application. Now let me show you the implementation for the cart application, how I am adding the product details. So let me open that as well. This is my cart service. Now if we go to the cart controller, as we see there, so this is our request mapping. So let's check for the post method. This is my post method, which I'm adding the product. So the product which I'm going to get from the product application. Basically, if you go to any Amazon or any e-commerce website, whenever you click on add product into the cart, basically you're going to publish your product details into the cart. So the cart is a different business functionality or different microservice, and the product is going to be the different microservice application. Now this is where the service layer for adding the product details into the cart. So now you can see here I have something called cart repo. I'm going to add the product details into the cart. So here I'm just maintaining the in-memory cache instead of the database. So this logic will be very simple, just adding or setting all the data into the map. I will be uploading this example in my GitHub link and I'll be sharing in the description. Please go through this if you have any clarifications. Now, in order to get this product, so this product is basically, we don't manipulate in the cart application. We just get this product details from the product service, right? For that, since instead of creating a product, the regular Java class and creating all setters, getters, whatever the methods are required, so I'm just using the record. So the record has the same data, whatever is available in the product application. It has an ID, name, price, and a description. So now when we make a client call, basically in the from the product service, so it's going to publish all these details. Let's test this application whether it is working or not. So both my applications are running. So my cart application is running and also the product application also is running fine. Now we need to test these endpoints. How we can test it? First, let's create a new product. Go to the controller and check what is the endpoint for to create a product. So my application is running on a port 9003. Let's go to the postman. This is the post endpoint, localhost 9003 / what is the endpoint for adding the product / product. Now go to the body, choose the raw. We need to pass the JSON payload. So we need to build the JSON payload. So go to the product object. We need ID, name, price, and description, but ID will be generated automatically, right? So let's go to the ID. Let's ignore it. Just set the name. Name is the key, and let's say a Mac. And what else? The price and the description. Price, what is the price? Let's set something 1, 2, 3, and the product description DES, and the computers. Okay, click on add a product. So let's see why I'm getting the exception. Okay, so generated value, so the product table sequence is not found. Generated value ID, why we are getting an exception? Okay, let me check the root cause. it looks like there is an issue with the entity class. So let's modify a generator or strategy generator auto. Okay, or let's use the identity and restart this application. Meanwhile, check the cart. I guess I did a mistake here on the data. It is the DES. Let's restart even the cart service as well. Let's wait for the application to start. So application is started 9003. Let's add the product again. Now we can see the response is success and it is added the product details. Now I want to know the product is added or not. Either we can go to the H2 database and check the product details, or else we can just execute the get endpoint to see the product is added or not. I have the product controller. We have a get all the products. So get all the products. So just a get endpoint, choose the none and click on send. So now we can see the product 1 is added. Now I want to add this product details into the cart. How we can add it? So we have a /cart endpoint. So 9003, it's a post endpoint /cart, and the user ID is 123 and the product ID is 1. This is what I want to add into the cart application. Let's click on send and see what will happen. Now I can see the response as a success, meaning this particular product is added into the cart application. How we can verify whether it is added into the cart? Let's verify what is the port that is running in the cart application. So now, the cart application is running on a port 9002. So now go to the get endpoint, localhost 9002 /cart /user ID 123. So now we can see the product details which is posted or published by the product application to the cart application. This is what the response that we are getting. Hope you understand how the record class is working. So basically the record is just a record object. It is just carries the functional data from one service to the different service, and we no need to write any setters, getter, toString, equals, hash code, any of these methods. So this will be taken care by the Java record class. So we now need to write all this boilerplate code. That is the main advantage with the Java record class, which is introduced in the JDK 17. So hope you guys understood, and I'll be sharing the GitHub link in the description. Please take the code and have a look. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. Please do subscribe my channel.